May 1979, Osaka, Japan. Kenzo Tsushimoto founded a new company called IRM Corporation. Some accounts say that he was still running IRM Corporation, a different arcade company, at the same time. By 1989, the smaller company would fully absorb the name and identity of everything around it. The result was Capcom, a contraction of Capsule Computer. Another empire, another case. Here's what really happened. Tsushimoto founded IRM Corporation in Osaka in May 1979 with 10 million yen in starting capital to develop and sell electronic game machines. In May 1981, the company spun up a subsidiary called Japan Capsule Computer Co., Limited. 4 months later, the parent company renamed itself Sanbi Co., Limited. Then, in June 1983, a new entity, Capcom Co., Limited, was established in Hirano, Osaka, to handle software sales. It wasn't until January 1989, when the old Capcom Co., Limited formally merged with Sanbi, that the company as it exists today took shape. The company most people think started with Street Fighter took 10 years and 3 name changes just to become itself. Capcom's first product wasn't Street Fighter or Mega Man or even a video game. It was a coin-operated metal machine called Little League, released in July 1983. Fever Chance followed that October. 2 machines, neither one a video game. The company's first true arcade game, Vulgus, didn't arrive until May 1984, designed by a young Capcom hire named Tokuro Fujiwara, who beat out another prototype, Sun, to be the first out the door. It was 1942, released in December 1984, that became Capcom's first major hit. A World War II aerial shooter that climbed Japan's arcade charts, and later became a top 5 conversion kit in the United States. Capcom's first home console release, an NES port of that same game, arrived exactly 1 year later. But 1942 wasn't built by someone who started at Capcom. He was recruited, and the story of how he got there runs directly through a rival company most of the series has already covered. Yoshiki Okamoto designed Time Pilot and Gyrus at Konami before joining Capcom, where he directed 1942 in 1984. Tokuro Fujiwara worked at Konami from 1982 to 1983, directing Puyan and Rocket and Rope, before following Okamoto to Capcom. The 2 men joined the company after being invited separately, not as a single package deal. What they built together defined Capcom's identity for the rest of the decade. Commando arrived in May 1985. Ghosts and Goblins followed that September, developed concurrently, according to Fujiwara himself, and both sold well immediately. Ghosts and Goblins alone would go on to sell over 1.6 million units on NES. 2 designers who learned their craft at a competitor built the games that made Capcom's name. That pattern, talent moving between companies, carrying what they'd learned, is the same thread running through almost every company in this series. By the end of 1985, Capcom had gone from a sales subsidiary with no development team to a company defined by 2 ex-Konami designers and a run of arcade hits that sold internationally. Fujiwara would go on to produce Mega Man, direct Sweet Home, and eventually conceive the game that became Resident Evil. Okamoto would direct Street Fighter II, the game that would make Capcom's name synonymous with an entire genre. None of it happened because Capcom had a plan for a golden age. It happened because 2 designers who'd been pushed out of somewhere else needed a place to build what they already knew how to build. Yoshiki Okamoto and Tokuro Fujiwara both trained at Konami before Capcom ever had a development team of its own. The same Konami whose origin story opens 2 episodes back in the series. The talent kept moving, the companies kept changing, the games got made anyway. Capcom spent its first 4 years as a sales company without a single video game to its name. It took 2 designers from a rival company, a shooter about World War II, and a knight who loses his armor with every hit to turn into a subsidiary, into an empire. Another empire, another case. Here's what really happened.